Well, hello there, everyone. It's like you have right here. I am in the driver's seat right here of my car, and thinking about if we were to think about the schedule, though, that with it, the schedule that we do have between checking the oil and then starting the car and checking the diameter reading, as well as knowing about the other type of fluids that more likely the car uses. But thinking about from the time that we had balancing our budget books, and as well as for being in the passenger side and being in the driver's side, and thinking about really who has most of the work. I'm thinking about between controlling the steering wheel and then passengers in the back seat and as well. But if we were thinking about knowing about really that you have right here is motor oil right here, like the type of motor oil that maybe most of us have a whole lot of time really to go into the store and buy a particular brand and maybe buy the the right kind. And I know that a lot of times after you buy something from the store and thinking that your engine that may require a certain kind that maybe that you didn't realize what you got, and thinking that oil's oil, but the way I think, there may be some kinds that they say that are for the heavy duty type engines, but I would probably say that knowing about study about, as long as it works for the type of engine that you got, as well as the type of fuel it uses as well. But the way I think about though is if we were to put that time all together and thinking about about at least 2,500 to maybe 3,000 hours of our time out of the 2 weeks that we spend. That maybe if we overspend so much time working on the car compared to maybe if at the heating and air conditioning units that need to be cleaned or fixed, and as well as taking care of the bills, and as well as maybe taking care of something related to plumbing or anything like that. I know really is it all about the fact about that when we have these type of chores here, to where one of those chores is one of those chores maybe cleaning the car, waxing the car, and as well as cleaning the rear view mirrors, anything like that. And just knowing about it's toughest understanding of the whole purpose of, say, the time schedule is knowing about for whatever that keeps us busy, and knowing about really, well, would you really have time to do anything else? It just seems like no. But then on your hand, that knowing about really about those type of chores, we may pick maybe one of the favorites. And if anybody more wanted that, we don't have a favorite, but I'm sure everybody say, well, I'm sure maybe clean the snow off the windshield, or during the snow or something like that. I'm really, was that anybody else's favorite? Maybe defrosting the windshield or anything like that. Those type of chores. I think that was not on the book, on the schedule, but then on your hand, and know about really, for anything that more likely to keep us busy, huh? I was that's just a whole part about is knowing about really, is it all about supposed to be about the fun, or is it all about it's getting us the opportunity? It's the knowing about it's what it's knowing about for what we can do ourselves and what to be proud of. It's to manage it properly. Is have right here is have access to a phone, as well as anything that we're doing in the kitchen. And I'm thinking about really about the time schedule, basically about really is about keeping us busy, or is it about it's saying that well, so far as it's it to keep somebody for entertain instead of say when rather be bored out of your mind as well. But well, the way I think about it, though, it's what was the first thing that more that we can remember what we stay busy with, if it was the TV, or if it was the telephone, or maybe something in the kitchen. It's so as I understand, it's about the time schedule.